Hello, my special friends, Part 1. Things that appear to get in the way of what we want or intend to do, or a part of our real life. How often do you have a whole day to sit in meditation? Unless you are in a retreat setting, it is highly unlikely that you have an entire day to devote to nothing but meditation. Caring for children, parents, work, friends, running errands, and work interactions are constant occurrences in your lives. Confidence. 𝐼𝐶𝐞𝐿 is leading me to consider how world events and the spiritual awakening that we are all going through are flowing together. There is a reason that world events appear to be boiling over into new extremes right now, and it helps us to deepen into the spiritual connections that we have cultivated within ourselves when there are challenges externally to ourselves. Privilege. I have privilege. I have easy access to food and clean water. I have a house with a roof that no longer leaks. I have everything I need in terms of worldly care for my body today, and tomorrow and beyond tomorrow. That were not true for the majority of the world, and so it is our responsibility, those of us that have this privilege of being physically taken care of already, to spend time in meditation and prayer, and to spend time focusing on our spiritual world, while we have challenges they present themselves as relatively temporary, or impacting only a portion of our life, whereas for many people the challenges they face impact their entire life. They do not go away, or they take every single ounce of energy in every single moment of the day to overcome. It is up to us to generate the qualities of energy that help humanity choose peace, patience, and compassion. As these qualities of energy are generated and more, they become more and more accessible to other people. It serves as a reminder that there is another option. We may not know how to get there, but it does exist. The energetic vibrational presence of compassion generated by those of us living in privilege can make a difference. Your personal meditation makes a difference in the world. Polarity. Over and over my guides have said that we must consider creation and creativity in terms of polarity, that no matter how strongly the human mind thinks, it can think itself out of polarity. Our entire reality is based on polarity, our ability to act with free will and make decisions that do not serve all that is. The entirety of life everywhere is a result of living in a polarized reality. But without polarity, we would not have the ability to create as free will beings. This is the entire point of creating and living within a polarized reality. Polarities like good or bad, right or wrong, are fundamental to our existence. For example, our physical bodies tell us what is comfortable and what is not comfortable. The trick here is to remember that what we create rises out of polarity. So when we seek to create along a straight line, moving from where we believe we are now, point A to what we want, point B, we are also unconsciously creating exactly the opposite of what we want, point C. As Newton's third law states, for every action in nature there is an equal and opposite reaction. Creating out of our free will creates both what we wanted to create and what we don't want to create. This is the primary means of creation that I'm witnessing now. We humans assume we can create a straight line from where we are, point A, to where we think we should be, point B. But it is simply won't happen. We think we are moving towards our goal, but then it slips away and we feel like we are going backward. We commonly interpret this experience as a spiritual, personal failure. And how to do more affirmations, more celery juice, more meditation, but Archangel Michael assures me that creating out of our own beliefs and making it happen through our own will is counter to how sacred creation is designed. Sacred creation. What if the process of creating alongside the consciousness of all that is there available to us? Perhaps this type of creation process doesn't look like a straight line going from where we are, point A, to where we want to go, point B. This other option may very well be something along the line of starting where you are and moving outward in an ever-expanding circular spiral until you arrive at your goal. Spiral shapes are a good representation of how sacred creation works in a polarized reality. Moving along the lines of a spiral, we move in a circular path, expanding outwards from our center starting point. This means we move in all directions as we move out from point A where we are. As we complete each circuit of the spiral, we move farther and farther away from where we began. As we complete each circular path, our movement takes us towards our goal, point B, for half of the circular path, and then appears to make us away from our goal the other half of the circular path. In order to complete each circuit of the spiral, we must move both towards and away from our goal. Remember, the spiral is based on polarity and represents our process of sacred creation. It is only natural for us to panic when we realize that we are no longer moving towards our goal. We try to correct our course, but often end up jumping out of this spiral and out of the creative process that we were engaged with. I have found it helpful to know that when we appear to be moving away from our goals, we are actually gathering skills, knowledge, and spiritual tools that we will need to continue to move along this spiral. It may not seem like it at the time, but the adversity we encounter as we move away from our goals ultimately serves to inform our journey towards our goals. Even as we appear to move away from our goal, point B, the path of this spiral takes us outward and farther away from our starting point. So while it may feel to our human brain as if we are moving the wrong direction or that we are stuck or doing something wrong, in reality we are moving just as Spirit intends for us to move along the spiral path of sacred creation. When we begin to move back towards our goal, We do so with an expanded consciousness represented by the outward expansion of the spiral, from the beings of light through Narma. When you feel most lost and ill at ease, know that we are with you, observing and supporting your choices, and all those in spirit are aware of the difficulty that comes upon individuals as well as the whole of humanity when the motion of creation seems to turn away from goals deemed correct or positive by humans. Know that these downwards arcs in the circuit of the spiral are times to go within and hone your ability to know your own truth. Despite that which pervades Western society and cultures, your body has a system to know what is meant to be in your life and how to interact with what is not meant to be in your life. When you have arrived at the point where you have created that which spirit and your soul desire for you, it may or may not match what your personality desired. Human personalities often insist that the goal be exactly what they wanted or imagined it to be when the journey towards it first began. Taking into account the passage of a linear time and the ongoing change in your reality, it is highly unlikely that the exact physical form of a goal will be the same. Human personalities often insist on continuing along that same spiral, seeking the exact form of a goal that they intended at the outset, but that exact form cannot exist in their current reality. By continuing to insist that it can exist, you utilize your own personal energy and willpower to build and continue along this spiral path. That means you will eventually intersect with point C, creating what you do not intend or want to create. It is imperative that you learn how to recognize and use the arrival at your goal as the new center point for a new spiral of creation. Only by experience can you learn how to do this. For this reason, there are times of extreme friction in your polarized reality. Things that appear to get in the way of what we want or intend to do are a part of our real life. How often do you have a whole day to sit in meditation? Unless you are in a retreat setting, it is highly unlikely that you have an entire day to devote to nothing but meditation. Caring for children, parents, work, friends, running, errands, and work interactions are constant occurrences in our lives.